My name is Hamid Soltani. Today I would like to explore if it is possible for us to become intellectually and cerebrally cheated by the intensity of the beliefs we hold in our heads. Can we become blinded by our overpowering beliefs and subsequently pay for them dearly in life? How many people do you actually know who consciously challenge the core foundations of thinking and behaving on a continuous basis? Most of us never go there, as we often and innocently buy into the idea that we are one and the same with our thoughts. We are generally convinced that if it is in our heads, then it must officially exist and is legitimate. We often proudly claim this is what or who I am, which highlights our lack of curiosity for knowing what actually makes us internally tick in life. And it may also be a way of saying to ourselves and others that we are not prepared to question or change ourselves if we can help it. This explains why many people rather live with their daily sufferings while unconsciously holding tight to their current ways of being, the ones that are potentially responsible for their sufferings in the first place. Many of us hardly question our social conditionings or give ourselves a real chance to organically evolve and rationally refine our ways of being for better. We cannot escape from the fact that whatever we individually believe or strongly embrace in our heads will fundamentally drive our behaviors in life. Through such internal lenses, we observe the world around us, recognize potential values or threats. We pass judgment on people, situations, and environment. And we make decisions and react to our emerging circumstances in order to maximize our chance of survival and improve on our long-term prosperity in life. Whether we like it or not, for all our daily interactions in life, we are truly at the mercy of such internal subconscious conditionings. For this reason, we need to pay conscious attention to what we actually hold in our heads and often innocently perceive as our personal reality and the reality of what is around us. Okay, now let's look at how our beliefs are established and become entrenched in our psyche. Well, as we go through life, we subjectively learn from our daily encounters. And such learnings are generally based on our existing beliefs at the time of the event, combined with what we personally feel about the impact of the experiences that we go through. Ultimately, our individual learnings and conclusions from encounters in life shape our overall mental picture in how we should see and interact with the world around us. Such personal mental picture unconsciously establishes our foundation for our general cognition and our internal hardwiring in how we may evaluate our future encounters and feel compelled to react to them. Our new learnings from our experiences will eventually become our emergent beliefs and subsequently reshape our current mental picture. It is important to note that our newly acquired beliefs almost always are derived from and reinforced by our prior beliefs, as if we subconsciously feel compelled or driven to build upon foundations of what we currently know, rather than start new foundations in contrast to our current beliefs. As human beings, we have a general tendency not to repeat the same learning experiment too many times. It's a bit boring for us. So as best we can, we try to capitalize on our earlier learning investment rather than start afresh and unbiasedly force ourselves to remain totally open-minded with each situation. This means that as we get older, we unconsciously become more and more entrenched and resistant to new concepts that may potentially force us to uproot our dearly guarded foundations and ultimately push us to challenge our current ways of beliefs. As an easy option, we rather stick to what we know as our ongoing perceived reality rather than do anything else. This also explains why majority of people increase their resistance to change as they progressively get older. Now let's look at how reliable are our personal beliefs. If we are constantly driven by our beliefs, then how can we really gauge the validity of what we hold in our heads? How do we actually know if such internal views represent the truth about our particular life dynamics and environments? Or whether these views can intelligently enable our cognitive evaluation and help us apply fit-for-purpose solutions to our life situations? Since our beliefs are heavily influenced by the biases of our subconscious, and often in a partial or a total absence of our conscious presence, therefore our inner perception about the soundness of our personal beliefs is highly questionable. Our minds can easily be tricked and become subtly controlled by intentional suggestions either from our own unconscious influences or the influences of other people around us. It is interesting to note that every individual regards their personal beliefs to be more valid and potentially closer to the absolute truth than other beliefs that may be in contrast to their viewpoints. So for the sake of thinking and acting intelligently, we should never consider any of our beliefs as the ultimate truth, but view them merely as a potential possibility for the truth.